Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're taking a deep dive into GPT 4.1, and it really seems like a significant leap forward from, GPT 4.0. We're seeing vastly improved capabilities, especially in coding, following instructions, and handling just massive amounts of context. So a goal here is to give you the shortcut, basically, to being well informed on how to best leverage this new model.
That's right. Yeah, the mission is really to distill the most important nuggets from the developer guide. We want to focus on the practical tips, the insights you'll actually need to fully harness GPT 4.1's improved abilities. And, while a lot of the usual LLM best practices still apply, this one's got some unique characteristics. You'll probably find some of your existing prompts need a bit of, well, migration. We'll walk you through it.
So let's get into what makes GPT 4.1 fundamentally different, especially for you, the developer listening in. The core shift, it seems, is that it's trained to follow instructions more closely, more literally, than models like GPT-4o. 4 tended to infer intent a bit more liberally from prompts. This feels like more than just a tweak. It sounds like a real game changer for interaction.
Exactly. And what's fascinating about this literal adherence is the implication. Yeah, okay, it might mean your existing prompts, the ones you've optimized, might not immediately work perfectly. That's true. But the flip side, it means GPT 4.1 is incredibly steerable, highly steerable. If the model's behavior isn't quite what you expect, like genuinely a single sentence, firmly worded, clarifying what you want, that's almost always enough to get it back on track. It sounds almost too good to be true sometimes, but really, if you hit a wall, that clear instruction is usually the fix. It just highlights, again, that AI engineering is, well, it's an empirical discipline. You got to build good evaluations and just iterate often.
Right, iterate and test. And speaking of capabilities, GPT 4.1 seems exceptional for building these agentic workflows. The numbers are pretty impressive. Its agentic harness achieved state-of-the-art for non-reasoning models on SW Bench Verified, solving 55% of problems there. That's huge. For anyone not familiar, SW Bench Verified is like a really tough coding benchmark. Real-world problems, fixing bugs, adding features. So 55% is a big deal, especially for a model not specifically designed for reasoning like humans do.
It really is. And to unlock that agentic potential, we actually recommend including 3 specific kinds of reminders in your agent prompts. First one is persistence. This basically makes sure the model gets that it's a multi-message turn, stops it from just, quitting too early.
Hmm.
For example, you could tell it something like, you are an agent, please keep going until the user's query is completely resolved before ending your turn. Only terminate when you are sure the problem is solved. Something like that.
Okay, that makes sense, turning it into a more proactive agent. But beyond persistence, how do you make sure it actually uses the tools you give it effectively?
Good question. So